Public comment.
Public comment. Individuals allowed 3 minutes, groups in attendance 5 minutes. It is the council's policy to refer matters raised in this forum to staff for investigation and or action where appropriate. The Brown Act prohibits the council from discussing or acting upon any matter not agendized pursuant to state law. Our first speaker under public comment is Leslie Emley.
Leslie.
Good evening,
Evening.
Mayor and City Council members. I want to start off by saying I attended the Planning Commission meeting last week along with a number of my other fellow friends, and I have got to tell you we are so pleased with the current chairman. She is astute, she's very observant, and to the point, and we just think she's great. So, now that I've gone 10 minutes in, I did want to talk about a couple things in the meeting last week, and one was that I feel, and some of us feel, that the study group needs to maybe better explain to us. They're saying that our Planning Commission is limited as to what they can vote upon, what they can call into action, what they can, any appeals are all based on the fact that these telecommunication companies are considered utilities. And as I sent you a letter, Mayor, a number of months back, we had an engineer in our town, in our little community, and they specifically told us that the telecoms are corporations. They work for the telecoms. They sell the telecoms all the information that they work from in selecting telephone poles. And the study group suggested that the Planning Commission's powers would be limited, impacting their voting, because these organizations, these corporations, fall under the title of utilities. And we feel this needs to be revisited and not put into the ordinances or the guidelines at this time until it's further defined. If it takes away the Planning Commission, if it impacts their voting, their actions, or their postponing of decisions, it also affects the public's ability to appeal against a telecom and its impact on our small communities. The telecoms only answer to, they say, we were told that the telecommunications, if they are listed as utilities, are only responsible to the public works or to the city manager, leaving no public commission group or city council to appeal to. They've also built their study group poll on the small cell facilities, and they held a meeting of which 17 individuals were the information on what they wanted as far as polls in our community, or what those facilities were to look like. And we really object to the fact that 17 individuals out of 44,000 would persuade or form the ordinances or the guidelines. I think we need to revisit what their polling system is, who they're talking to. We submitted to them the 315 signatures that we submitted to you that said we do not want the tall poles in our small communities. And they included all of the names, addresses. They all signed. Everybody was much in agreement. So we would like to make sure that that is looked at seriously. Okay. Well, there's more to say, but we really feel that the independent consultants and engineers need to have no previous relationship with the telecom corporations. And this has been pointed out by the Planning Commission. They've asked on numerous occasions, and so have we. I think this needs a little more study and a little more attention.
Thank you, Leslie.
Our second speaker under public comment, is Linda Mason.
Good evening. My name is Linda Mason, and I stand here before you to officially and publicly announce my intention to run for San Bruno City Council. This year, there will be 2 seats available, and starting today, I will work diligently to earn one of your votes. I run on a refreshed vision for San Bruno, fiscal accountability, term limits, and greater collaboration that, along with my professional experience as an attorney with a policy background, brings strength to my campaign platform. My vision for San Bruno includes a revitalized downtown where we all participate in unifying activities in our downtown through collaboration between city leadership, city staff, and downtown merchants. The creation of a master civic center plan, which includes a new library, and increased preservation of open space are among some of my initial proposals. Fiscal accountability. San Bruno is facing a deficit that will impact all of us. In the coming months and years ahead, the city will, for the first time, charge impact fees for new developments that will assist in much-needed city improvements. We need to do more. We need to plan ahead for infrastructure needs, unfunded pension liabilities, and my personal goal, a new library. Term limits. San Bruno should adopt what other cities have adopted, term limits for elected officials. It is understood that city council seats are democratically elected. However, term limits would allow city council members to contribute to their community for a finite amount of time and then continue to contribute to their community by facilitating the passing of the baton so that new ideas are injected into the changing dynamics of San Bruno. My experience as the current chair of the Planning Commission and my work in policy and government will aid San Bruno in seeking solutions to issues facing us today, such as homelessness, ADA accessibility concerns, and parking. San Bruno has significant opportunities through collaboration and outside-the-box thinking that can further be explored and tested for the future benefit of our residents. Heart. I love that San Bruno is known as the city with the heart. If elected, I would never forget that every vote made will impact the lives of my fellow neighbors, that every grant opportunity lost may further disenfranchise my neighbors, and that every development that is approved may create housing for some and displace others. I leave you with one last point. I have a deeper and more selfish incentive to run, that my kids are young, and I want them to see the fruits of what we are doing. I want to be alive to see the fruits of our labor. Our children are now San Bruno natives, and we are proud to live here. Enroll them in our public schools, attend our local parish, and be part of the community of today that is helping to shape the San Bruno of tomorrow. Please visit my website at www.lindamason4sanbruno.com, #MovingForwardTogether. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other speaker cards? Please. Any other
No.
speaker card? Is there anybody in the audience that didn't provide a speaker card that wanted to speak on something that's not on the agenda? It's not on the agenda. If not, we'll move on to announcements.